Social media in the classroom typically does not get the best rap. I Googled social media teacher, and on the first page, I found a variety of stories.
A middle school teacher getting schooled after she was caught on social media bad-mouthing students.
Now some parents are furious. News 5's Derek Waller live in Bedford tonight where this happened. And Derek, this all started on Snapchat.
Reaction from Slidell High School parents is serving a lesson to one teacher and to others about what not to post on Facebook.
We've gotten emails from viewers upset about a certain message online. Kristen Pierce brings us the story from Slidell.
Parents are demanding answers after a Slidell High School teacher makes comments online they call racist.
A warning for parents tonight after a study says more than a third of inappropriate interactions between students and teachers begin on social media.
Today, a judge found a former
And unfortunately, these are the stories that end up making the news and not the stories of the ways that social media is impacting teachers and students for the better, which in turn makes a lot of teachers appropriately hesitant about incorporating social media into their classrooms.
Teachers are terrified of social media. Schools are terrified of social media. And, part of me thinks rightly so.
This is CJ Reynolds, a high school teacher in West Philadelphia.
Kids are putting out content that is dangerous for them, dangerous for those around them. Everybody has a phone. Every fight, every time there's a fight in the neighborhood near me, I see it posted online. That is a scary thing. And when you constantly see in the news, like relationships, that teachers blur these lines between relationships and students, and they're like hooking up with their students, or they're going too far, or they're texting, or they are gaming with their kids and someone records it and the teacher was cursing and they got in trouble. I hear that. But again, I think it's about going on offense instead of defense. And instead of saying, no, I'm not going there, realizing that that's where everyone's attention is. Whether you're waiting in line at Walmart to check out, you're on your Instagram feed, you're checking Facebook real quick, you're seeing whose stories are up. That is where everyone's attention is. So why wouldn't you put your attention there, but flip the script and make it something that's empowering, something that is good. Put good stuff out there about teachers. How are you connecting with your students? What awesome stuff are you doing in your classroom? Teachers are being called out on social media constantly for how lazy they are or how they don't put in work. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm going to show you that teachers aren't doing that. And not just me. I'm not trying to be dangerous minds over here or freedom writers, Those women didn't even teach for very long. They taught like 2 years in inner city, and then they split and wrote a book about it. For people that are out there doing it year after year after year, I think they need to make noise on social media and show people that, bro, we're really out here doing this day in and day out. And more teachers need to be making noise about stuff like that and talking about the cool stuff that they're doing. Then I think we all win because it juices people up. You get to see people that you're like, yes, man, if you're doing it, that's a great idea. I'm going to steal your idea and I'm going to use it for myself. And then everyone's students are winning. And I think that's the game.
This will be one of a two-part series of teachers that are leveraging social media in the classroom. In this part 1 episode, I sit down with CJ Reynolds and talk about the impact that his YouTube and Instagram channels have had on the students in his classroom as well as his professional life. And we talk about how other teachers can begin to leverage social media in a positive way in their classrooms. In part 2 of this episode series, I'm going to be talking to a couple educators that are actually having their own students create social media content in their classrooms as part of the curriculum. Social media isn't going anywhere, and as educators, we have the opportunity to leverage its power to impact our lives and our students' lives, both in and out of the classroom. I'm Thom Gibson, and you're listening to Stories from the Classroom. And today, we're talking about how to leverage social media as educators. Hey, that was a clip from an episode of my podcast, Stories from the Classroom. If you'd like to listen to the rest of that episode, I've gone ahead and linked to it in Apple Podcast and Spotify and Stitcher and wherever podcasts are available in the description. Or you can just search Stories from the Classroom and find it that way. If you end up liking the episode and you want to support the podcast, subscribing to it and leaving a comment and rating in Stitcher or Apple Podcasts can really help other people find the podcast as it gets more and more positive feedback from listeners like you. So thanks so much for checking it out. I hope you do enjoy the rest of the episode, and hopefully I will see you in the next episode of Stories from the Classroom.